Hello, 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 Scorpios. How you guys doing? Welcome. Oh, it's been a minute, huh? I'm back in my leather shop, as you see. That's okay. Some people have told me they really like it. I don't know. You're very welcome to comment. I would love to hear your comment on it. But yeah, so I've been catching up on a bunch of work, and my table is now empty. I still have work to do, however, the big stuff's done. So I'm here to do your reading for the 10th through or excuse me, the 4th through the 10th. There is a new moon on the 6th. So if you watched my other readings and I said the second, I apologize. I was on the wrong calendar. That's just me. That's just me. But it is the 6th. It is a new moon in Libra. Very conflicting moon. And we've also got Mercury retrograde going on during that week. So very conflicting because, as you know, Mercury retrograde is about communication. And there's a lot going on, a lot of conflict going on with communication. And that's a good thing, though. A lot of people are like, oh man, I don't want to fight. I don't want to get into an argument. That's not the point. The point is to have some hard discussions to bring you to a new level of love, understanding, and bringing a bond closer, guys. Closer, not apart, but closer. Now, it might have some people evaluate if they want to be with that person, or did divine really put them together? Because if it's not divine intervention and you manipulated it or they manipulated it, then that's not even supposed to be happening. Okay, so let's get going into this. And while I shuffle your deck, we're going to do past, present, and future. Yes, I am going to do the Divine's card as well because the Divine's card is your answer, guys, to whatever you're in watching tarot about. It's not the cards that are giving you the answer. It is definitely the Divine or the person that is getting the downloads from Divine. Hopefully, they're getting them from Divine. But that's where that's from. Okay, so let me see what we've got going. While we are doing that, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Again, just a reminder, if you have not watched the announcement, please watch the announcement. And that is really important because it's going to tell you about me being on live and all that kind of stuff when, because of things that are happening. And also, too, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can go on my mobile phone and talk to you guys live. I can't do that now until I hit 1,000 subscribers. So when my computer went down in Oklahoma, I couldn't do a live. I couldn't do a reading. I tried to do an upload. It takes a lot more time to do that, but I did. But I couldn't do live because YouTube said you don't have 1,000 subscribers, so you can't. So that's what we're getting to, and I'll give some free readings away, probably 3 30-minute readings for readings, and then 3 30-minute coaching sessions. No coaching sessions, we'll throw them into the readings. All right, so let's get started. So Divine's card, first card. Oh, I forgot to do this one. Let me do this real quick. But I can do it while I can talk and shuffle. Divine's first card out and his message to you. So you have when you ask Divine a question, you have the answer. He's giving you the answer. When you say, what about this? What about this? You have the answer. You're just not accepting the answer, or you're not wanting the answer, or you're against the answer, or you just are not being intuitive and listening to your intuition about that answer. Okay. He's being funny. So anyway, so the thing is that you really need to bring that to the forefront. Really listen to your spirit, listen to what divine is trying to send to you, not only for your questions, but also your path and the way that you're supposed to be going, because he is trying to say the power of purpose. What is your purpose here? Why are you here? What is it that you're doing? What is your calling? And if you don't know what that is, then you have to really look into your intuition and really start to meditate and pray, get closer relationship to him, because then he will bring you the answer or show you a sign, whether it be, there's so many ways that he communicates. It could be a vision of something, like you're looking at a billboard, somebody could say something, a song could sing something. It just all depends on how you're open to listening. Okay, so if you're opening to hearing a song and doing it, and that's all you're doing, sometimes he's trying to say, I'm trying to show you a different way to mature yourself in your faith and belief in him first. Okay, so the power of purpose comes from faith and the second dimension, divine, God, spirit, however you want to call it. But the thing is, it comes from a second dimension. It does not come from earth at all. Okay. And that's why some of you, with your current energies, are stuck in the mud. You're just stuck. You're just like, what is this all about? Why is this? What is going on? Why am I even here? That kind of a thing. And you're stuck in the mud. And the stuck in the mud is the number 6. This is about your grounding. Okay. This is also about finding what you need to heal from that is keeping you stuck in the mud. Okay. A lot of us are stuck because we don't want to shut the door from the past or dig deep into the past because it's too hurt. So let me ask you a question. This might be really getting into your house a little bit, but do you get angry really easy? Why do you get angry? Why do you get bitter? Why do you get all those kind of things? Because that comes from fear, and that fear is a grounded base from something. Okay. That is your shadow side. This is there's always a reason why I go into these, okay? And it's not me, trust me. I'm like, where's this all coming from? So the divine is saying it's coming from your shadow side. It is coming from the part that is broken. It is the sort of the off-centered grounding or the twisted grounding that you got as a child in your thinking process, because that is the dragon's lair or layer, excuse me, excuse me. And it's also the number 10 and the number 1. Okay, so this is for your future card. This is definitely saying, okay, I have some shadow work. Okay, if you don't know what shadow work is and you're new to tarot or any kind of spiritual talk, shadow work is sort of your darker side, your negative thinking side. This is the thing that keeps drawing you away from your purpose. This is the side that actually pulls you and keeps you grounded to earth. Okay. That is the side that, all of a sudden you have bad thoughts about somebody, or you're driving and you start flipping somebody off, or that anger comes out. It's because you don't have control. You're not controlling the situation. So what do? You get angry, frustrated, and it comes out. Okay. That's the shadow side. It's like you cannot control everybody or every car on the road. So what are you bent out of shape about? You can't control it. You can only control your car and what you can do. So if you don't like what they're doing, you go around it, you do whatever, right? And you just do it. Okay. That is sort of like working on your shadow side. So you either can sit there and cuss them out and do whatever, or you can say, you know what? I don't know what they're going through. Maybe they just came from a funeral. Maybe they just went through a divorce. Maybe they were just left there after 30 years of marriage. Somebody left them and they really loved them. You don't know. Maybe somebody just died. You don't know. And where their anger or whatever, even if they're driving past you and flipping you off, just wave and say, I'm really sorry, hey, whatever, or just keep driving and not paying attention, because it's being driven not from the car and the road, it's being driven from something deep below, okay? Or something that just happened to them. So think about that the next time you're driving and you want to flip somebody off. That's the low vibrational. That's that energy that we got to work on. Anyway, all right, so let's keep moving forward. So we have the 5 of Wands as your first. Oh, let me go here. So I was going to go to your past card, right? So let me go there first. We do have the 5 of Wands as the first card out. Your past is very earthly. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. Look at the Hierophant. These are people. This is pretty much the person who's thinking worldly, looking up to the Hierophant, saying, give me the knowledge, give me the wisdom. Can I please have? Can I please have? Can I please have it? So like a kid in a store, like a toy store, or at Christmas, can give it, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. It's a hunger also for your spiritual side to come out. Your spirit's there. It's never going to leave you, whether you believe it or not. It's there. You have the spirit connected to the Holy Spirit, and they talk. And it's really amazing if you can actually feel your Holy Spirit or your spirit within you. It is amazing because it is not your body. It's very amazing feeling. Been there, done that. And it's just like blew my mind. I was like, wow, I didn't know my spirit. I could feel my spirit, but you really can. But this here is somebody who's actually more worldly thinking. So you think more first dimensional. You think of you think of everything around you more than what you think of spiritually. So let me explain for those that are new to that is that you're thinking more first dimensional of materialism, circumstances that are happening around you. You're worried about what people think of you. You're worried about things that are out of your control. You're worried about materialistic things that actually don't mean that much. Can't take it with you. So, what are you worried about it for? Whereas if you were more spiritually thinking, and that's not what this person is in the past, and maybe they're transforming into a new way of thinking, getting rid of the old worldly self and becoming more spiritual thinking. That would be caring about empathetic and loving and compassionate and patient and kind and things of that. More selfless. Worldly is selfish. Makes a big difference in your thinking process and how you actually walk through life. Okay. Worldly, you could be living for somebody else, and actually being somebody that you're not. Excuse me, I got to plug this in. Sorry. Being somebody that you're not, whereas spiritually is you're walking in absolute truth and your authentic self. This is who I am. This is not a mask. This, I'm not being somebody who I am not, and I'm not playing any extra roles. This is me. This is Patty. What you see is what you get. Whether you like it or not, that's your choice. I don't care because all I care about is what Spirit thinks of me. Holy Spirit thinks of me because I want to be my authentic self in my power of purpose. That's what I'm trying to help you get to because that is where peace and joy is. I'll tell you right now, been there, done that. And you have a lot more joyful, calm, peaceful life. You really do. You still have your little bumps, but they're not mountains anymore. They're just bumps. And you don't look at life the same. You look through a different lens. It's like you've got a filter on your lens that is so different. I'll tell you right now. All right. Anyway, I could go off and coach on that very easily. So we have the Five of Wands as your first card out. So somebody is trying to stand up for something they believe in. Maybe somebody is trying to get out of an old pattern, an old way, because they have been stuck for so long. For some of you, it might be being a pattern that you're stuck in, you're fighting for something that really isn't important. Because we're looking at the moon. Remember, I look at astrology as well as the numerology of everything going on. And with the, definitely with the number 6 with stuck in the mud, and then you've got 5, very uncomfortable, very unstable. It's not a happy place, definitely not a happy place. And it definitely is about healing. Definitely is about healing. We have the Knight of Swords. Oh, wow. We have the Knight. Sorry, I was just getting a download. We have the Knight of Swords that is facing the Five of Wands. And again, it could be that somebody is fighting for their absolute truth, and you might not be, they might not agree with you, whoever this person is that you're trying to stand up to, because somebody's running away. Somebody's running away. And they're running away because they're fearful. A lot of the times, if I start talking about God, and it makes some people feel very uncomfortable if they've had a bad relationship with a religion. Now, I don't talk of God, I don't talk of Jesus, I don't talk of anything like that in a religion aspect. I talk about it in spiritual because I have a relationship with Him. So it's very different, but somebody will run away from it. It's very typical. So this is very new for somebody, definitely, but stand your ground. You've got the King of Pentacles, and the Moon. You have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Definitely stand your ground. For somebody else, I don't know what it is that you're going through, but You've got so much on your plate for this other person. This is so much on your plate. You cannot find your purpose because you got too much going. It's like, okay, well, what do I pick? It's not what you pick. It's where your passion lies and where divine is guiding you to. So you're if you're ignoring all the signs and signals that he has been turning you to, you're just closing yourself off, and so you're fighting it. Okay? So you might be wanting to change, but you're like, okay, well, what do I do? Where do I go? You be silent and you listen and you watch and you see where divine is taking to you to, and you put those together, but you cannot do it. You cannot do it when you're doing so many things, because you can't be silent and you can't be still because your mind is always going. You probably can't even sleep, can you? This is your shadow work that you need to work on. It's sort of processing. It'll get you unstuck. It's a process of elimination. It is also a process of understanding what your priorities are. It's also understanding what you need to eliminate that is low vibrational, that is going nowhere. And how do I know that? Been there, done that. And then that's even been in my recent. It's like, okay, I had 3 things going and I had to decide which one's going to go, because one's got to go. And Divine asked Divine, I said, show me which one needs to go. Well, the one that isn't doing anything, that isn't progressing forward or making any movement forward, is go, because he said, I didn't tell you to do that. I don't want you to do that. Okay, fine. Well, I had fun with it and I learned a lot from it, but it's not something he wants me to have to keep moving forward. Okay, so you have to ask Divine, what is it that you want me? He'll show you. He'll show you. If you pay attention, he will show you. Okay, so that's for the person who's doing a lot of stuff that needs to eliminate, but that is also keeping you stuck. That is also keeping you away from your purpose, and that is also keeping you away from divine. Being too busy, a workaholic, too many things. You got this, you got that. Even if you have a job and kids and family and you got, church and volunteer, you got to slow down and listen. Maybe you think that you're doing all these good things, but you're not doing good things for yourself and where divine wants you to go. And does he really want you to do all that stuff? No, because you think that it's going to end with you. It's not. It needs to go through you. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles in the middle. Interesting. That has to do with funds. That has to do with career. That has to do with going somewhere. And that you've got the Two of Pentacles facing him. Okay, so somebody is running to the money. Okay, somebody is all focused in on the money. Money, 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 money. I got to go get this money. Got to go get this money. Got to go get this money. What you're missing is the whole point. Okay, because the moon is right next to the King of Pentacles. You're missing the whole point. What am I missing, Patty? What am I missing? Well, you're missing that you've got everything on the money part. You have nothing on the spiritual part. So you're so focused in on the money, and maybe you're not making the money that you want to be making. It's because your focus is not on the spiritual part. Divine won't give you all the abundance that you deserve unless you have faith in him to bring it to you. It's already yours. However, you have to have faith in the spiritual side that he is going to guide you and show you and give it to you. Okay. The last 2 cards definitely are the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. We are in the process of trying to find out what we need to work on in our shadow self. Okay. And the thing is, with our shadow self, that's a lot of inner conversations. And that is the Mercury retrograde. The problem is, this is your challenge card, your avoidance kind of. You avoid the talking, you avoid the hard work, you avoid doing your homework, you avoid, getting down to the nitty-gritty, you avoid being vulnerable. It's like you're trying to protect yourself again, when actually you're hurting yourself. You've got to open up and share to get unstuck. So I don't know who that's for, but this is your shadow work, is learning new ways of communicating to be able to express yourself, because somebody is not able to express themselves. Somebody is not able to do that. Now, if somebody is trying to control you, or enable you to stay behind and be stuck with them. Been there, done that. I'll give you a quick little example. When I was bodybuilding, I used to have a lot of friends. We used to go out and drink on the weekends and dance and enjoy life. And then I stopped doing that because I wanted to be on a stage. I wanted to do a bodybuilding competition. And I was at 215 pounds before. And that's where I was at. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to be serious about my purpose in all of this, I need to sacrifice. I need to be strong. I need to move forward and be disciplined in what I want, or I'm going to be deterred. Okay. So again, I needed to do some inner self talking to myself and say, okay, I need to sacrifice. So I get a telephone call from my girlfriend and she says, well, I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on? I said, well, I've been training really hard. I'm working. And she goes, well, let's go out tonight. Well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Very hard for me to do because I like this girl. But the thing is that it was just not something in my purpose for that time. Okay. So I had to make some tough decisions and say, I'm really sorry. And she's like, well, why not? And I told her, and I said, that's just not part of who I am right now. And that I wanted to make sure that I did it in love, but also, too, I had to keep my purpose first. I had to get unstuck. I had to have some of those hard conversations. I had to have some of those hard decisions, getting out of that shadow work. And that's what you've got to do, is get through the unseen part so that you can actually open the doors for your new self and release the old self, because that old self is living in again, fear of talking, of sharing, of being vulnerable, of allowing one side of you that is been hidden to be seen. How about maybe it's your authentic self that you've been hiding, and you now need to stop being somebody you're not and stop being who everybody else wants you to be and be who you are in real life and naturally, and how God had created you for your purpose and your calling. Because a lot of the times there's so many people living, doing jobs that they don't even want to do, or being people that they don't want to be, or hiding. It's unfortunate. We talk about, have people that are gay coming out of the closet or coming out to their families and they're not accepting. This is really, really hard. It's sad. It's sad that they cannot be who they are created to be, however, wherever that they are. This is something that we should be able to share, and then understand where it's coming from, because my perspective is not your perspective, and your perspective is not mine, and my journey is not your journey, and your journey is not mine. So we need to understand each other. This is the Mercury retrograde energy, and it's hard. It's hard, hard, hard to get through this, not run away from it, but also, too, we want to make sure that we're not so busy we are not listening to divine. Okay, so we just got to do that. And what standards are we standing up for? Whose standards? Are they your standards, or are they what you were taught and taught to believe in? Maybe they aren't even really what you thought. Like politics and money and vaccines and whatever. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're just going with the flow. Are you going just with the flow, or is that really what you believe in? Okay, so get unstuck. Get unstuck. The only way you're going to get unstuck is pray, meditate, ask divine to show you, and really be opening to listening. Because when you guys come to tarot, you come with questions. Is he going to marry me? Am I going to have a good job? Am I going to find a job? Is there love for me? Is Susie Q coming back? Or blah, 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 whatever it is. You come to tarot, but the answer isn't in the tarot. The answer is in the second dimension, divine giving it to the person to read. Okay, so some of the cards, they will have, specific meanings, because anybody can learn tarot. They will have a specific meaning. However, I interpret it the way that divine is telling me to interpret it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, in that, oh my gosh, we didn't even get very far, did we? But let me see if there's anything else he wants me to say as I go through this. But this is really a huge message. This is really a deep, deep message in all reality. Somebody's too focused in on just making the money and not even their purpose and their calling. Yeah, I don't like that because you're losing the whole message. You're standing up for the wrong things. Yeah, High Priestess. Again, we're back to more spiritual. You really need to meditate and pray on the things that you want, what you want to be, what you want to grow up to be, kind of a thing. You really want to focus in on that because the reward is beauty. There's unity, there is joyful, there's calming, there's peace, there's love, there's a union coming together, which means your mind, body, and soul. Okay, coming together, mind, body, and spirit coming together. Now, that could be coming together with you once you do your own homework, and you get into the hard stuff, and you do that. It'll be a really beautiful unity within yourself. Okay, for somebody. All right. That's your reading, guys. Scorpios. This is a tough one. There's a lot of different energies here, and honestly, as soon as I get done with the reading, divine has to go out the mind because this is not me that comes through when I do this. I don't even know how he does it. I really don't. So I hope something resonated with you. Just remember, if it didn't, then it might not have been a reading for you, but maybe somebody's name or thought came in. Share it with them because it might be for them and help them in through a process. I don't know. But also, too, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And we're trying to get to the 1,000 subscribers. So remember, share, share, share so that we can get to those before the end of the year. And I will give a little some, I won't say, well, six is a lot. Six is a lot of readings, one-on-one readings. So 30-minute reading. So I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you on the new moon reading on this. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. So subscribe, hit the bell, hit the all, because I'm not sure when I'm going to do the sixth reading. It all just depends on my schedule here. I haven't looked at it. And I'm going to look at it right after this so I can post a thumbnail. But I hope to see you then or on your next reading. Please don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love, divine truth and divine love. All right, take care, guys.